And the legendary father-son duo is back, delightful as ever. And also, this is what a TV show looks like when it's stretched onto the big screen. Hey, my name is Alex, and if you're new to the channel, I talk about films in a more conversational way, and I try to answer one simple question. Is it worth the cinema ticket price, or in the case of a TV series, is it worth your time? So, let's talk about The Mandalorian and Grogu. Now, let's get a couple of things out of the way first. I'm a fan of the Star Wars universe, although I'm not the type of a fan who knows every little detail about the lore, the characters, and the planets. Definitely not winning any Star Wars pub quiz anytime soon. But I've seen all the films, and I've seen them as they came out, and most of the TV series I've also seen, just less so the animated ones. I've missed some of those. And of course, I've seen the Mandalorian TV series. So, what is this one about? The official synopsis says the evil empire has fallen and the imperial warlords remain scattered throughout the galaxy. As the fledgling New Republic works to protect everything the rebellion fought for, they enlist the help of the legendary Mandalorian bounty hunter and his young apprentice Grogu. Now, Pedro Pascal returns once again in the lead role, alongside the brief appearances from Sigourney Weaver, Martin Scorsese, and Jeremy Allen White, with the latter playing Rota the Hutt, the runaway son of the famous Hutt gangster family. Jon Favreau also returns to the director's chair, just like he did for the original first season of the series. Now, speaking of the series, this film genuinely feels like two episodes back to back. Honestly, I'm inclined to believe that it may have been originally written as a TV series before being trimmed down into a 2-hour film. Even the structure feels episodic. In the first hour, Mando receives a mission, there's action, there's some dialogue, some more action, and then the mission gets completed. Then in the second hour deals with the consequences of what happened in the first episode, in the first hour, and that is the whole film. Is that necessarily a bad thing? Not really, because this is still a lot of fun to watch. The chemistry between these two leads remains fantastic. Grogu as a practical puppet is probably one of the greatest decisions in modern blockbuster cinema. And the action works well, and visually the film looks really good, especially at the cinema. Everything here feels made with affection for the world itself, just maybe less passion for the story. There just isn't a lot to talk about. There's not a lot of meat on the bone here in regards to the story. This isn't one of the more serious Star Wars film like the Empire Strikes Back, for example, or the Revenge of the Sith. There are no real emotional stakes. It's mostly just a mission and Mando confidently blazing through it without any genuine sense that he or Grogu are in danger, or that their relationship is being challenged in any way. And when I watched the trailer first, I genuinely thought that the film would put real strain between them. I thought Mando would have to choose between his creed and Grogu. But then again, that also was explored in the series already, that's that storyline. And while this absolutely looks gorgeous on the big screen, it still looks and feels like a TV series. There's nothing wrong with that, but I constantly felt like I was watching an expensive season continuation inside the cinema rather than a cinematic event like I was expecting. There's no looming threat to the galaxy, there's no major villain working behind the scenes, and no sense that this story really changes anything in the wider universe. Still, I think fans will probably enjoy this just because it captures the lighter side of Star Wars. In fact, this might generally be one of the lightest entries in the franchise. It also doesn't really add much to the overall lore, which means future films can mostly ignore it without losing context. But I still can't shake that feeling that this would have worked far better as another season of The Mandalorian. It would have allowed more time to develop the side characters, many of whom feel like they only exist to move the plot from one action scene to the next. So is it worth the ticket price? Sadly, not for me. It feels like more of a comfort food Star Wars. We've already had plenty of that in the TV series. It doesn't really add anything meaningful to the universe. Is it worth subscribing to Disney Plus for it later? Honestly, yes, because by the time you watch the previous seasons of The Mandalorian, this will probably arrive on streaming at exactly the right moment when you start missing Grogu again. Either way, that's my review of The Mandalorian and Grogu. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. My name is Alex, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.